Hi, this is Geoff of Asia, and you're listening to Mystery Tour.
So, dear Geoff, what can you tell us about this last masterpiece by Asia, Gravitas?
Well, it's a collection of songs that myself and John put together towards the end of last summer, and we started with the Valkyrie song. The album was going to be called Valkyrie originally, but as time went by, I think we felt that the album had more depth and more weight, and the title Gravitas came up.
And Triple X, do you call it like that? Triple X? The previous album?
Yeah, Triple X.
Triple X, yeah. It was a damn good album, so full of energy. How was to, play those amazing songs on stage?
That was really good. I think that Triple X was a good album to play live. We played quite a few tracks from it. And I think if you think about Asia, since 2007, we've put out four studio albums now. So it's kind of quite a good output for a band that has had such a quiet period in the middle.
Yeah, and what differences do you find, between recording and doing music in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, and now after the internet revolution?
Well, I think it is quite different now. I think the way that we record the albums is quite different. A lot of the stuff is done on Pro Tools, which is a different type of. You don't really need all the guys in the studio anymore, at the same time. So each person kind of comes in and does their bit. So that sort of approach has changed a little bit. And also, I think that we're conscious of the fact that people don't necessarily buy albums anymore as such. They're more interested in downloading individual tracks. But having said that, we do try and make an album as two sides of a vinyl as well, so it has a concept feel of an album.
Yeah, and how are you going to promote the new album, like with a world tour?
Yeah, I think we're talking about doing some basic stuff in June. We're going to do a couple of shows in the UK and go to Japan, and then I think we're talking about towards the end of August coming into Europe and doing a number of shows there, and then going into the States in October. So it's going to be quite a busy year for Asia, I think.
Yeah, and what can you tell us about the latest lineup change?
Well, I think that it was we did very well with the Reformation back in 2006 when all four original members were back. But these things don't last forever. And I think when Steve had made a conscious decision that he had other things he wanted to do and didn't feel that Asia he could fit that into the level that he wanted to, I think that we were looking with someone else, and the three of us wanted to carry on, and Sam's name came up, and we gave him the job.
Yeah, and do you like working with the amazing Italian label Frontiers Records?
Yeah, they've always been great to us. I mean, we've gone back now quite some years. I think that when I was doing stuff with Icon, with John, which is our side project, we were working on that back nearly 10 years ago. So we seem to have had a very long-term relationship with them, which is very good.
Yeah, and what would you suggest to young bands which want to do melodic rock stuff, such as Asia, now in 2014?
Well, I think there's always an opening for young bands to come through and do stuff.
It's quite a challenge, I think, today.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough because they don't have the outlets that we had. Certainly live it's very difficult to get tours together for young bands. But I think that as long as they stick at it, then things may change and they might open up. Doors might open.
And what do you think? Have you got any other projects apart from Asia now?
Well, I'm playing with Yes again, which is nice, and I've been doing another album with them over the last few months. and I'm doing a little bit of touring with them this year as well. So it's been very busy on that count, and I've got my own solo projects that I do, but obviously playing in two bands at the moment is very, very time-consuming.
Yeah, and which are your hopes for the future, either with Asia and all of the other projects you are involved in?
Yeah, I just think that it's nice to be busy, it's nice to be working, it's nice to be making music and new music, and I think that's the important thing, is that keeps you going, rather than, say, playing the stuff that we've played before, it's a challenge to come up with new ideas and new songs.
Yeah, and finally, which are your most savage memories, of the 80s?
Oh God, there are hundreds of them.
Yeah.
But I do remember hearing Heat the Moment on the radio for the first time in America from the first Asia album. That was a big buzz, to know that we'd actually made this album, a debut album that was starting to get played on the radio.
Yeah, and some final words to the Italian fans of Geoff and Asia?
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to seeing you all again later this year. We've got a very good following in Italy, which is nice. I think that they appreciate what we do. So we're very much looking forward to coming out and playing to you all again, and hope you enjoy the new album. Valkyrie!